Hey guys, my name is Kinsey Blais, and my mission for this web series is to shed light and learn more about some difficult topics to talk about. This is Plus. Plus refers to the LGBTQ+. Though this series may have a lot of reference to sexuality, it's not necessarily geared to members of a certain community. This series is about any individual that has felt prejudice, discrimination, or outcasted because of anything about themselves that they had no power in changing. This includes homosexuals, trans, sexual assault survivors, any members of racial or religious minorities, and yes, heterosexuals. Anyone, no matter who they are, has experienced being outcasted in some way, which is why this series has no exclusions. Anyone with a truth to tell can be an addition. Now I know what you're thinking. What does a little white boy from a farm town know about prejudice and discrimination? And you know what? You're right. I know very little. The only thing that I know is what I've experienced, and that's all any of us know. Statistically, if you took a group of people, diverse in every part of the community, and you asked them one question, if any of them have ever felt outcasted in any way, every one of those people would either raise their hand or be able to relate to it in some way. There are 7.7 billion people on this planet. That means there is 7.7 billion stories to tell. The sad truth is there's never going to stop being discrimination or prejudice in this world. But the more we talk about it and share our stories, the less all of us are going to feel alone. Sharing a story could literally change someone's life. So I guess we're going to start things off with mine. I grew up in a town of under 10,000 people. Members of the LGBT community were few and far between. There weren't really any gay role models to look up to or seek advice from. But there was a lot of hate. People were quick to shun anything that was different or uncomfortable. Instead of opening their minds to new perspectives and learning about differences, they fought it with aggression. I was 13 when I first realized that I was gay. I didn't come out of the closet until I was 18 years old. That's 5 years. I never wanted to admit that I was afraid to come out, or that I was any different from anyone else for that matter. So I lied to myself, I pushed it back and told myself that I was bi. If I'm bi, I don't need to tell anyone, right? From a young age, I was told by family members that the way that I talked, the way that I dressed, and the way that I walked wasn't right. Often I was made to feel that being more feminine than the other guys my age was something to be modified, to be fixed, something to be ashamed of. Often my father resorted to bullying, calling me derogatory names, threats, to try and make me act more like a boy. Though I continued to lie to myself throughout high school, I found other ways to express myself through extracurricular activities, like musicals, choirs, and art. Male students from my school didn't necessarily partake in these activities. After about a year of participating in these extracurricular activities that were deemed more unconventional, I started getting harassed by a lot of male students from my school. I began receiving a lot of violent text threats from unknown numbers, being confronted in hallways on campus. Eventually, I spoke to the vice principal of my school. I was told that I should stop targeting myself by doing certain extracurriculars. Instead of stopping the harassment of a student, that student was told to change themselves, to fit in, and eventually it would go away. So that's when I decided to finish my last 2 years of high school somewhere else. I transferred to a school that was more geared towards the arts. It was a little further from where I lived, but I was able to find people that I could fit in more with, people that I had more in common with, and it was a lot more welcoming. Eventually, I decided to become honest with myself and come out of the closet as gay. Things were still never okay at home. That was never going to change. But my friends were amazing. They were supportive, they wanted to know everything, and they wanted to open their minds to what I'd been feeling. A few weeks after I graduated high school, circumstances at home changed. I wound up not having a place to stay. I ended up sleeping in my car for a while, And then for about a month, I slept on the couch of a very, very good friend. After that, a place opened up and I stayed there for a while. And then I eventually ended up moving myself to the Toronto area and became the proud man you see today. Things were rough and messy in the beginning, but I truly believe without those experiences, I wouldn't be the person that I am. And that's what I want people to take away from this series. That yes, there is always going to be prejudice and discrimination in this world. But the more we talk and share our stories, the less we're going to feel alone. There are strength in numbers. Well guys, thank you for sitting here and listening to my story. I cannot wait to start interviewing and learning from other people's stories. This was Plus, and I hope everyone has a great day.